Hello there, Miss Maria. My name is Courtney, and in this video, I am going to show you a few things you can do to help more pet owners to find you guys online. And the reason why I'm doing this is just simply because veterinarians are just way too busy to be having to worry about, to be having to dealing with their business and having to work on the back end stuff. And I used to be a vet tech, so I understand completely. I just wanted to do whatever I could to just help out and give some tips here. And if you're interested and want to learn more, please just reach back out to me. I would love to chat with you about this. And so we're just gonna go right on ahead into what I'd like to discuss in this video. And the first thing we're going to talk about is website content. And with website content, you want to make sure you have enough words on your website, right? And you're probably thinking, well, duh, Courtney. But I'm to explain it more simply. Google has to have enough information to go on in order to know what you do, your purpose, just so it can be able to show you to the proper people. And if there isn't enough information and there's only a couple of things, then Google's not going to be sure about what you do, and they're going to end up showing someone else. So one of the things to consider is, with this content, you want to add in keywords, right? And keywords are words or phrases that people search up each month just to help resolve issues, concerns, pretty much anything that they're going through. And you can miss out on a lot of pet owners by not having those keywords placed on your website properly and by not having them at all, right? So to give you an idea of what I mean, everything that you see highlighted, this is what Google looks at when they come to scan your site. So any icons, images, logos, pretty much all those things, you do. It's best to make sure they have the proper keywords embedded into them, all right? So moving on, just going to show you, like, you guys are sitting at about 156 words right now for your homepage. And we're going to take a look at, this is your top competitor in any area. And these guys are taking a look at 538, right? Sweet spot between how much content is really good to have is, studies have shown that at least 1,500 words on a website is ideal to have for a business. Obviously, it's not always the case, but it's typically the sweet spot. All right. So heading on over to Ahrefs, this is a tool that gives me behind the scene details on things that Google looks at when it comes to ranking a site. And one of the things I wanted to look at were the keywords over here. As you can see, you guys are currently ranking for 14 words, and this is bringing you in a traffic of 112, right? So going to go down just to take a little glance at what some of those keywords are, right? So here are some of the keywords. So Bayview Veterinary Clinic, Bayview, Norfolk. This one is I'm going to give you an example. So you don't just want any keyword on a website for business. You don't just want any one of them, because not all of them are intentional for what you need, right? Not all keywords are people trying to look to buy something, right? Or looking to purchase something. Okay. So something like this, Norfolk, this one's a really good keyword to have on your homepage, right? This one is a really good one to have for this keyword. So you want to make sure you have this keyword at least on your homepage. And then with your business name, it's okay to have some keywords on your website that pertain to your business name, but you don't want to heavily rely on that. Well, why so? It's because not everyone knows your business name. So if they don't know your business name and all you have is your business name keywords, then new people are not going to find you. So you want to have, general keywords like Norfolk Vet Clinic on your website. Okay. So just to give you a different idea, this is your competitor, your top competitor. These guys are ranking for 50 keywords at the moment, and they are getting a traffic of 241 each month. So just going to take a look at what some of their keywords are. All right, emergency. This one's pretty good if you guys do emergency care too. So these are just like a couple ideas, and yeah, they do have their business name too, but it's not dominating. You just don't want it dominating like heavily relying on those type of keywords, right? So next, what I want to do is I'm going to take a keyword just to give you an example, because all these talk about keywords and everything. What does that even mean? I don't understand completely. So we're just going to give you an example, right? Say, for instance, someone looks up Veterinary Hospital Norfolk, VA, which is a keyword, right? We're just going to cover this entire page. First, I want to cover, before I move on, I want to cover ads really quickly. Ads can work really, really well, but they can also be a money pit if your website, which is the foundation, isn't dialed in correctly. So you'll be just throwing money at something that's not going to bring you the best results for that. So also, people have ad blockers, so they won't even be able to see this. So it's also not the best idea to only rely on ads, all right? But they do work pretty well if they're positioned correctly. So going into this second thing I wanted to talk about, and that's getting listed on more places. And what do I mean by that, right? So this section over here is called the map pack, and this is where your business's name, address, and phone number are stored, right? So this is how Google gives relevance to your business. And the thing over here is that it's ideal. You want to be in the top 3 results, right? And the reason why is because this is where the action is. This is where people click. The higher you are, the more clicks you get. And in order to get into this section, you need to have what are known as citations. And your citations, just going to show this picture just to help me illustrate this. So your citations are your business's name, address, and phone number, distributed across hundreds of directories, right? So BBB, Yelp, CityStar, Facebook, and so many more. And the goal of this is that you want to have more than your competitor, right? Because this is what helps Google to trust you more. And the more that you have than your competitor, the better, right? So, and how to go about getting citations is there are tools out there that allow you to see what citations your competitor has, and then you go get those same citations, right? But you don't want to stop there. And the reason why is because you don't want to match them, because you want to be able to dominate them. So we get what they get and then add, 50 to 100 more, because you want it to take a long time for them to catch back up, all right? So that's kind of how the citations part. And then the last part I wanted to get into is basically the last part of this video, which is getting other websites to link back to you guys, which is AKA another word for backlinks, right? So again, in these top 3 results, right, this is where you want to be. The higher you are, the more clicks you get. But how do I get up there, right? So it's pretty simple. So in order to get up into this area, you want to have what is known as authority, right? And authority comes back down to backlinks. And a backlink is when one website links to another website online. Now, what do I mean by that, right? So what I mean by that is, places like when a news article, blog, any of those types of links, places link back to you guys, that's basically what authority is, right? So that's basically what authority is. But not all backlinks are created equal, right? You don't want just any backlinks coming back to you. You want to make sure that they make sense to your business. Since you guys are in the animal care industry, you want to have animal related backlinks to you guys. So blogs about dog care, just those types of things, because this is what Google's going to see and is going to be able to give you a boost, because these other people are basically giving you a baton and saying, hey, Google, I trust these guys. They're really good at what they do. I highly recommend that. Google takes that very seriously. So they're just going to take a look at you guys and just going to bump you up, right? So that's how that works. And getting those type of backlinks are a lot more effective for you guys. You want to make sure you don't get backlinks, say for instance, a Pizza Hut, right? Because you don't serve pizza. So it's just a good idea to be careful of the type of backlinks you get, because not all of them are going to be helpful, okay? So going back to Eris, which is very, very great for taking a look at backlinks. You guys are currently sitting at 41 backlinks at the moment. And then we're just going to take a look at your competitor. And these guys are taking a look, they are looking at 93, right? And how do I get those 93, right? And it's pretty simple. So tools like Eris will allow us to see all of the backlinks that your competitor has, and then we just go match those, right? We just go get those exact same backlinks. It's a little slightly different with the citations, because with backlinks you want quality over quantity, so that's kind of the goal of what that is, right? So that's pretty much it for this video. Pretty simple stuff that you can do yourself. So what you can do is take this video and do whatever you want with it. You could go to your team and have you guys do this yourselves with your marketing team if you have one. If I'm totally cool with that. However, if you want someone who has experience, who knows what they're doing, so you just don't have to worry about these type of things, then I'd be so happy to just sit down and have a talk with you about what we could do next. You could give me a call or text at 218-517-5513. Regardless, I really hope this video helped you out. Have a nice day. Bye.